Welcome to Gen X Media Reviews. Dive into the vibrant world of nostalgia, where we celebrate the iconic media, music, and film that shaped the generation. Get ready for live stream reviews and a heartfelt tribute to the media that made us. Hey there, Gen X movie fans. Welcome back to Gen X Media Reviews, where we take a deep dive into Hollywood hits and hidden gems of the 70s, 80s, and 90s and early 2000s. My name is Kiwi Hendricks, the host with the most, aka the 70s baby. And if you are a Gen Xer like me, you grew up watching a ton of Hollywood movies that helped to shape our thoughts and aspirations towards the American dream. Join me on a nostalgic journey as I explore and unearth the media that made us. Now, today we are traveling back, way back, before the 1980s, of course, all the way back to prehistoric era for unique cinematic adventure. Quest for Fire. Yes, this movie title was released in the year of our Lord, 1981. This is a fantastic mix of survival, drama, historical fiction, and believe it or not, a little bit of romance. It's directed by Jean-Jacques Annaud and based on the 1911 film, novel, I should say, written by J.H. Rosny. But the real kicker, there's no spoken dialogue as we know it. Instead, the film relies on primitive grunts, gestures, and entirely made-up language developed by novelist Anthony Burgess. You know, the guy who wrote A Clockwork Orange. So, does Quest for Fire still hold up over these past 40 years? Yes, let's find out. The coolest thing about this movie is how it feels. It feels so damn real. Director Jean-Jacques Annaud worked with anthropologists and had Desmond Morris, a zoologist and author of The Naked Ape, consult on the body language. The end result, a world that's primitive but believable. Now, this is where this movie really shines. The performances of the cast are incredible, especially considering that none of the actors get to use traditional dialogue. Everett McGrill is an intense caveman. And if you guys remember Everett McGrill from the 1980s movie, The People Under the Stairs, remember, hey, burn, burn, burn in hell. This is that guy, and he was fantastic in that movie. And he was also fantastic in this 1981 movie, as well as Ron Perlman. He is perfectly cast as a tough but dim-wit brute. And if you guys remember Ron Perlman, he's also the star of the movie, the classic movie, The Hellboy. Ron Perlman, he debuted in this movie in 1981. All right. And then we also had Rae Dawn Chong. She brought a warm wealth and emotion to her role. And if you guys remember Rae Dawn Chong, she was actually the daughter of Chong from Cheech and Chong. Cheech and Chong, remember the 70s movies, Up in Smoke and Still Smoking and all of those movies? Well, there was a lot of controversy around her starring in this role because Chong was very, very in that time. And again, I was very young at the time, but I do recall Chong being very, very verbal about his discontent about his daughter being in this movie because she pretty much was running around the entire movie, the film, naked. So he didn't really like that too much. But she did a fantastic job in her role, as well as Nicholas Cady, who is a character who brings a balance to this perfect ensemble. Now, the thing that I really, really like about these types of movies is that back in the 80s, 90s, and all those eras, there were a lot of publicity and a lot of promotions, and there was a fantastic trailer that I ran across that I'm gonna go ahead and throw on screen here for you guys. And unfortunately I can't play the music of the trailer, but I can at least play the actual video itself. But this movie was visually stunning. It was the cinematography by Claude Agnosti captures the raw beauty of untouched landscapes. This movie was shot in Scotland, shot in Canada, and shot in Kenya. No fancy CGI here, folks. None at all. Just real locations, real environments, and practical effects that still hold up today. And let's talk about the makeup. Man, I mean, for a movie in 1981, the makeup was spot on. The legendary Bob Botton, who also worked on the horror classic The Thing, as well as Tom Cruise's The Legend, created some of the most convincing prehistoric characters ever put on screen. You believe these people are primitive humans just by looking at the movie. It's no wonder the film won an Oscar for for best makeup. All right, so this is the trailer that was out during that time and got all the moviegoers all hyped about getting involved with and going to take a look at the movie. Fantastic, just a fantastic production all the way out. Now, the story also follows three Neanderthal-like warriors, Noah, Amukar, and Ga, played by Evan McGrill, Ron Perlman again, and Nicholas Cady. Their tribe is in serious trouble when their precious fire is accidentally extinguished. And since they don't yet know how to create fire themselves, they typically are getting fire from like lightning storms hitting trees. They embark on a dangerous journey to find a new source of fire. Along the way, they face rival tribes, vicious animals, and even a bit of early human evolution. Noah eventually encounters Ika, who's played by Ray Dong Chong, a woman from a more advanced tribe who introduces him to, let's say, some new ideas, including the concept of making fire instead of just stealing it. At its core, Quest for Fire is a survival epic, but it also explores themes of intelligence, adaptation, and the very, very early beginnings of human civilization. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and shift over a little bit here and just kind of give you guys a little bit more of an overview of what this movie meant to me as a young lad. I think in 1981, I was probably 7 years old, and we didn't have streaming services or anything like that. We were watching these movies on the silver screen, and it made such an impression on me as a young kid that I still remember the movie even now today. So, of course, Quest for Fire isn't exactly a documentary. It takes liberties with the timeliness of human evolution, mixing together Neanderthals and Homo sapiens in ways that don't quite align with real human history. But that's okay. The film isn't about pinpoint accuracy. It's about storytelling and immersion. So, is Quest for Fire worth watching today? I would say absolutely. It's unlike any other movie from the 1980s. It's brutal, intense, sometimes funny in unexpected ways, and surprisingly emotional. If you love survival movies, historic epics, or just want to see Ron Perlman in his first major role, it's definitely worth checking out. Sure, some modern viewers might find it slow compared to today's fast-paced action films filled with CGI, but if you appreciate authentic storytelling through visuals and atmosphere rather than dialogue, you're in for a fantastic treat. Here at Gen X Media Reviews, yes, here at Gen X Media Reviews, I got to give you guys my review on this particular movie. Yes, here at Gen X Media Reviews, we are giving Quest for Fire a big thumbs up. I definitely think this is one for your Netflix and chill nights. Yes, instead of trying to, going through that catalog, take a deep dive into some nostalgia and take a look at some really authentic films. And I believe that you will not be disappointed in spending some time checking out Quest for Fire. So if you haven't yet seen Quest for Fire yet, and if you already have seen it like me, and you'd like to watch it again, I've got you covered. Post it in the chat. I just studied in the chat for any of those viewers that are out there looking at me during my live stream. And this link will also be available on the replay in the description below of this video. You can find this link to click it, and you can stream or buy the movie on demand via Amazon Prime. All right. So really appreciate you guys taking a look at the link and clicking on it. And I tell you, hey, this is the 70s, baby. I'm not going to steer you wrong. These are fantastic movies. So if you enjoyed this review, so don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel for more classic movie reviews, because I'm going to have a ton of movies coming out at you guys. This is my inaugural movie. My inaugural movie review, so it's a little bit choppy because it's the first time doing this. But hey, believe you me, it's going to get better over time, and I'm going to try to release at least one review, if not bi-monthly, maybe every week. But just hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you'll be abreast whenever I drop new content. And also, if you're watching this on the replay, what is your favorite 80s adventure film? Drop it in the chat. Let me know, because I'm going to be fielding all comments as they come through as the channel begins to grow. And any of those kind of films that come through, if I've never seen them, I'll be sure to watch the films and I'll give you my personal review on those films as well. So thanks again for watching. And remember, fire is life. Well, until next time, my friends, nostalgia awaits.